The MSI Bravo 15 was caught in this controversial issue recently, but today we're not here to talk about that because we just received the laptop from MSI Malaysia, and because we don't have much time to really deal and play with this laptop. So this is our first impression on what we think of the MSI Bravo 15. So first up is the chassis itself. For those who are familiar with MSI products, you will immediately know that this is a GF65 chassis. So the GF65 chassis is a slightly upgrade from the previous GF63. So this time, if you can look at the bottom of the chassis over here, there's like a lot of cutouts over here, especially one at the SSD slots over here and in the middle part of the motherboard. So the fans, there are actually two fans on both sides for the GPU and CPU individually. The slits on the bottom chassis actually allows more airflow to go in and to create some sort of draft and pass through other components, so that it will at the same time cool down the heatsink as well as the internal components. I'm not too sure how effective is this kind of design. We'll see more if we actually have the time to really review on this laptop. And as for the lid over here, now the biggest change from the last year's MSI Alpha 15 is the logo. Previously, it was a green Thunderbird sticker, but this time it is some sort of chrome plastic. But it's better than the stickers because the sticker is well known to be peeled off after few months of usage. Now, opening up the display lid, the display is a 15.6 inch Full HD resolution with 120Hz refresh rate. Now, some of you might ask, why 120 and not 144Hz? To be exact with you, because MSI is planning to price this somewhere around 3,500 ringgit Malaysia, and most importantly, 120 as 144Hz is not really that much of a difference unless you really go and use a high-speed camera to differentiate them, which doesn't really make the point, right? And as for the panel technology, we believe it is IPS because from the viewing angle itself, it is pretty good because it's not like those TN or VA panels that has slightly bad viewing angles from there. Now, as for the keyboard deck over here, this sort of aluminium material to it is much more resemblance to the GF63 and GF65 keyboard deck. So not much to complain over here, even though the keyboard feels very nice to type on. There's a very short travel distance to it, but most importantly is the typing feedback it gives is very solid and you know when it actuates. As for the trackpad, well, not that I would say this is the best trackpad available out in the market. It does uses the Windows Precision trackpad driver for all your gestures and finger tracking, all those fancy stuff over there. One thing I don't like is the click mechanism. They are still using this kind of integrated under trackpad click. It goes kind of deep. It just gets worse if you're trying to click at the top part. That's just how Windows trackpad is nowadays. Nonetheless, if you're getting this laptop, I believe you're going to use it for gaming, and you should bring along with a gaming mouse with you. Now, since we talk about USB mouse, let us just go around the laptop and look at what kind of ports they actually provided. This time, they actually did some minor updates to the port selection, which I don't really like. Let me tell you more about it. Number one, we got this 3.5mm audio combo jack. We got two USB Type A ports, which supports a USB 3 speed, and two USB Type C ports over here. Now this is new one because previously they only provide one USB Type C. 1 gigabit Ethernet port. At the back, there's no ports available. And meanwhile, on the left hand side is one single barrel charging port as well as a full-size HDMI port. Now the reason why I'm saying I'm kind of disappointed with this design decision or update decision is that previously they have 3 USB Type-A ports, 2 on this side and the other one on the other side. And they have one single USB Type-C port. Now they give you 2 USB Type-C ports. Not to say I dislike the decision of giving you more USB Type-C ports, but if we look at the price range of this laptop, the Bravo 15 is supposed to be priced at 3,500 ringgit range, and consumers at this budget category, usually they don't use that much of USB Type-C cables, or especially the one they want to connect to the host. So I would still rather if they give 3 USB Type-A and 1 USB Type-C. Oh, besides, this USB Type-C is not PD compatible, so you will have to use the barrel charging port. There's no way for that. This tool is just for data transfer. Now here comes to the exact specification we Malaysians are getting. The MSI Bravo 15 in Malaysia will come with Ryzen 5 4600H as well as the RX 5500M graphics. If you ask what kind of level RX 5500 would be, I would say it is somewhere around GTX 1660 kind of range, so it is a pretty good graphics card over there. RAM is 8 gigs and you get 512 gigabytes of NVMe SSD storage. Since this laptop is easily user serviceable, there are 2 M.2 slots for you to upgrade the storage, because one of it will be used for the 512 NVMe SSD, so you can actually go for another 1TB or another 512 gigabytes for that. As for the RAM, there are 2 slots available. Right now the 8GB will take up 1 slot, so if you really want to upgrade it, you can just go for another 8GB of DDR4 RAM, or straight away get 2 sticks of 16 gigs. If you got the money, right? MSI also kept up with the trend, so nowadays Wi-Fi 6 is a must. So this laptop actually comes with the Intel AX200 Wi-Fi card. Well, you can also opt to upgrade it, but I don't think there's any reason, because you won't really get that much of improvement from that. So as for the other variants, if you're asking like, will there be any Ryzen 7 options available? We're not too sure, but we'll leave them in the screen or down there in the description below. Maybe you can check out more information with MSI Malaysia. So yeah, that's pretty much we have to say in our first impression with the MSI Bravo 15. Do let us know if you're interested to see if we review this laptop, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.